Hey folks, today I am drinking a beer with some friends. We've got Kyle. Oh, let me bring my hand back. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me do it that way. Kyle from No Hype Beer Reviews, and then down here we've got Sean from Nerdsense.
Me.
Hello, boys.
Oh, fellas.
How are you guys doing? Even though I asked you that already, or we already talked about it. I don't know if I actually asked, but
one of us is very tired, and one of us is Sean.
I'm just happy to be here.
Sean totally came on here with too much energy. Definitely. Today we are drinking a beer from Free Will. It is their Dragon. It is a triple West Coast style India Pale Ale. It is 10.6% alcohol by volume, which is cool because usually triple IPAs are 10, but this one's just a nidge.
It wants to get us really frisky on a Tuesday.
Whatever the word is, it's just a little bit higher than that. The hops are Comet, Raquel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Topaz, Columbus, and Idaho Gem. So interesting hops for West Coast style for sure.
Idaho Gem. I don't know if I know of Idaho 7.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's related to Idaho 7. I don't know anything about Idaho Gem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to say it's familiar, but maybe it is just because of Idaho 7.
And I know Raquel and Topaz, but I haven't had Topaz in forever. That's like old school.
Open.
Yeah.
All right. I looked up Idaho Gem when we're ready. I'll tell you what the internet says are their tasting notes, or its tasting notes. For a sec, I was like, no, it's oxidized. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's West Coast style.
Yeah, that's a really nice color.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, very sorry. Keith off camera accused me of taking over, so I'm not going to.
No, he told you to take over.
Yeah.
It was not a compliment. It was a diss. We know that.
On camera, I don't know who's closest. Maybe mine.
Mine
was a little.
Yeah, when I hold it off camera, yours seems a little closer to reality. Of course, yours and Sean's look pretty similar on camera.
Yeah, yours is a little lighter. Yeah, but yeah.
Sean's looks like it's like high C or something.
Sean, it does look better in Sean's in real life. It's very like coppery orange.
Yeah. Amber.
Coppery, yeah, 100%.
Little bit of brownish kind of thing in there. Yeah.
I can smell it a little bit already too, so that's cool.
I just swirled it and I had a little over a finger.
Yeah.
And it's khaki. I think khaki is like the epitome of what that color is. So it looks awesome.
Yes.
Do you want to see what it smells like, guys?
Yes.
I would love to.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm my first thought was like, I don't smell like a lot of West Coast style things like this anymore. I'm like, and the first thing I thought, I was like, oh, it's bad.
Like when I saw it, and I was like, oh,
yeah, Allison oxidized. Oh no. But the last beer we did together was a West Coast beer, so you think we'd be a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean,
yeah, but this is a triple, so this is definitely it's definitely more than that. All right, who wants to
there's a load of sweetness, like jammy, like orangey, like I want to say marmalade, but I said marmalade on the last review too, but like it's way more jammy sweet marmalade than I think the last one.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I want to say orange marmalade because that's a thing, but you're right. It's like if there was an orange jam, but like that sounds like marmalade. But yeah, you're right. Doesn't
more sugary? Yeah.
Yeah, it's to me. There's two things right off the bat that like I'm really excited about. One, it smells like pretty traditionally West Coasty, but then also there's enough like interesting or different things going on that it's not like a paint by the numbers version of that either, but like it's definitely true original West Coasty smelling.
Yeah.
And I guess it makes sense because it does have an interesting hop combo that maybe, I mean, I'm surprised with this hop combination. It smells so true to West Coast IPAs, you know?
I'm getting a little bit of strawberry.
Okay, good. Because I was thinking of berry, and I almost wanted to say like at first glance, and I was like, maybe it's just the fact that it's October. No, at first sniff, maybe it's the fact that it's October 1st, but it gives me like fall vibes, and I wanted to say like almost like a cranberry. But again, it could just be because I know it's October 1st, and I'm just like putting that in my head. But I'm glad you said strawberry because I kind of maybe that's what I was getting. There is a berry characteristic for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like it's funny because initially I was like, is it watermelon? Like my mind was just like red fruit, but what kind of red fruit? And it's not, I don't think it's watermelon-y, but it's like, oh yeah, it's more of that red berry thing. This smell, because like, it does. It's just, it's like you started with traditional West Coast and they're like, we know you guys wanted something a little different than just that, it seems like. So we're giving you just a little bit more, but it doesn't take away, which is nice. Like, it's not like contradictory. It's not, off-putting. It's just like kind of adding to it, but unexpectedly, which is cool. It's like a pleasant surprise.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Any more
I want to try this
aroma.
Yes, what Kyle said.
We can talk about the aroma after we try it again.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it, guys.
Cheers.
Clink,
clink,
clink.
Double clink.
Oh, and Keith, thank you for the beer.
Oh yeah, thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
It's got that extra sweetness. I think Sean mentioned that in the aroma. Yeah. Drinks bigger. I'll stop there. I have so many things I want to say, but I'll stop it too. I'll stop it too.
I agree. It gives off, like when I said like the fall vibes in the nose, the taste for me does give off like a bigger version of like a fresh hop celebration style beer. So maybe I'm just thinking this general time area of what this beer is kind of bringing me back to, at least, but it has everything that Kyle said. It has that big resiny bitterness that you get from like a celebration, but amped up to 10. I know this isn't celebration. I'm going to stop saying the word celebration. Celebration one more time.
Yeah.
But it gives off that, like, it has that like really nice, big, bold vibe while still giving that lovely bitterness with that level of sweetness.
Ever since you said like fall vibes, like I get this little thing in the finish, I think, or near the finish, that is almost baking spices. Almost. It's not.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because you said that and that my brain is trying to reach for it or whatever, but yeah. I get a little bit of that strawberry thing in the taste as well.
Yeah, I see that too. I think that follows the nose.
Kyle, what was the Idaho gem?
Well, don't worry. Just one thought, and then I'll go. Yeah. So to Keith's point, I made chili on Sunday, and I'll put like a little bit of some fall spices in it, just a little bit, so like it's not dominant, but like a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's similar here to what you're saying, Keith. Like those, it's not like a cinnamon raisin bagel intensive cinnamon or whatever, but like there's just like this almost like helping, like how vanilla can round out a beer sometimes. It's just kind of like this background kind of, it's not much of a thing. So the Idaho Gem, I think you guys are going to feel pretty good. Stone fruit, red berry, citrus, mint, mojito because of the mint. So that's what the internet says. So, I mean, that red berry thing, I had read it, and then you guys mentioned it without reading. That's why I didn't say anything till you guys said something, but.
Yeah. Is it, just a question, is it more generic for you, like the berry thing? Because for me, it's very specifically strawberry. There's a specific context that I'm thinking of it in, but I can't think of what it is. But yeah, it's
the strawberry for me. It reminds me of dehydrated strawberries, not the ones that would be like in cereal that are it's like the astronaut ice cream. What is that?
Freeze dried.
Yeah, it's not that. It's for me, it's Wegmans used to sell them. They were kind of like gummy in texture, but they were real strawberries.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like you put strawberries in your food dehydrator at your house. So it's like taking out moisture. So it kind of intensive. It's not quite confectionery strawberry. I guess this is a shorter version. It's not confectionery strawberry, but it's like you were able to concentrate the strawberry flavor a little bit more. Not quite puree to me, but more, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Because there is almost, because I don't know, everyone thinks berries are sweet and whatever, but I think every single berry has a tartness to it. And there is almost a little, well, it's not tart, obviously, but it's almost that. I like this. This is good.
This is fantastic. I think one of the interesting things about drinking this beer and then talking about it in a review is, to me, the vast majority of this drinks like a traditional West Coast double, triple, whatever drinks like. So it's almost like a given. So it's more fun and interesting to talk about the nuance, just like the aroma. It's like, what are these things that don't quite happen typically in a beer like this? Because they really, again, with this hop combo, it's kind of blowing my mind. They were able to nail, and what's interesting too is for a triple West Coast, it doesn't drink like Lagunitas Waldo's too much to me. But yet it's there's 20 different things I want to say at once, but I'll try to keep it locked in. I said this with the that it drinks bigger, so it's not like it's a triple IPA that drinks like a double. To me, this drinks like a double that's drinking bigger, if that makes sense. Not like I would call it a triple, but it drinks like a double, like the alcohol for 10.6, drinks more like a double to me, but bigger.
I 100% agree. I was thinking that while I was looking up Topaz hops. I was like, you can't taste the booze really. You don't that almost 11%. Normally with that, you get a warming in your stomach, down your chest, and it's wild. It does drink, like you said, drinks way more like a double. And I'm not mad at it, but
no.
I think the 11% or the close to 11% gives it maybe a little bit of a heftier mouthfeel compared to a double.
There's a little more texture to it.
Yeah.
So Comet, I'm just now I'm curious. Comet, orange, tangerine. So we talked about, is it more orange marmalade or some sort of other orange thing? And it has that traditional West Coast orangeness, not like New England style. Sometimes you can be like, is that orange juice? This is the hops are making me think orange is the closest thing. A little bit zesty, a little bit pithy. Yeah, it's freaking rad. I mean, Columbus makes sense.
The Comet makes sense too. Out of all of them, really, just the Columbus and the Comet are the only two that I think, that was always the two hops with Warrior, right, and Tomahawk that were always part of the bittering for older West Coast IPAs. But you just don't see
because isn't the Raquel or whatever, isn't that a newer?
Yeah,
I think so.
So I just looked that one up. and you can get like stone fruit tropical stuff, but also it's more like apricot, mango, pineapple, peach, orange, plum, pear, lime, pine needles, and hard candy, which not that we got all of that stuff, but like some of those things hearing it makes sense. Like the hard candy, I'm like, I don't want to say confectionery, but like it's close to confectionery. Like certain flavors are. Pine, we talked about, so that makes sense. Pineapple, maybe like that West Coast version of pineapple.
I can see that.
Like again, not like back in the day, Treehouse's green Galaxy crushed pineapple, but like that West Coast, the hop is making me think pineapple a little bit, like it's that thing. And I kind of kicking myself after reading that, taking a sip, that it didn't say that before, because it's totally there. It's totally a thing.
Yeah. As soon as you said pineapple, I was like, oh, I get that.
We missed that, guys. Like that was right there in front of us the whole time.
Yeah, but like it's but like you said, it doesn't come off like how it typically comes off in like an IPA.
Correct.
I mean, this is a West Coast, so obviously it would come off a little, because I didn't say it, but like with the orange marmalade thing, like there is like a roundness to it. Mm-hmm. And now that we've kind of talked about like the hops and what they give off, like it feels like all of those flavors are kind of like in there, but it comes off mostly orange, but it's a little more rounder. And then like you get the little bit of pineapple. I don't know if I could specifically pull out anything else, but I could maybe see pear, maybe,
because it's pretty neutral. So yeah, maybe it's kind of like lingering.
It's not super orchardy. It's not. I don't get apple. But like you could tell me pear, and I wouldn't be like, no, you're crazy. Like it's it's
like sure.
Yeah, but that pineapple. I mean, but going back to something we were alluding to, and I think maybe even explicitly stated, I haven't had a beer like this too much lately. So like, I'm not surprised I missed that very obvious thing that I used to get a lot in West Coast IPAs where like, oh yeah, that pineapple thing. Or I even think of like, if it was Flower Power, like those like one step removed from West Coast, like I used to get a lot of pineapple in that, but it wasn't, again, the green crushed pineapple. It was West Coasty, the illusion of pineapple. Anyway, this is freaking awesome. Again, just to put that out there.
I like everything I've had from Free Will. Thank you, Keith, for supplying it all. It has been fantastic. And like, what makes me like sort of upset is like I'm thinking like, and this goes back to the double we did a couple weeks ago. Like, I don't really see that many West Coast IPAs around, and if I do, no one's really making them this quality nowadays. You know what I mean? I think like, and like when I think like these ones that get Flower Power is still like, it's a little adjacent, but in Flower Power is great and all, but like this is like another level of like West Coast in that sense. And like usually the only time I can find something as close to this is like every year when Celebration comes out. It's like that's the closest thing to the real like hitting West Coast, or I guess like a Torpedo, right, or Sierra Nevada Pale. But like there's at least around here, I don't see many local breweries that do West Coast, and if they do, they're
this beer to build up what you said, Sean. Like if you had a 6-pack of Sierra Nevada, Pale Ale. Actually, I like what you said, Torpedo or Celebration. So you had the 6-pack, and you're like, I want more of it, but man, if I could like have that with like some other stuff just for variety, this is the beer for you, because it has those things you want that those beers give out. Plus, there's just enough difference to kind of keep you interested after you down that 6-pack, and you're like, I want it. I want to keep that going, but get a little bored of the same beer 6 times. This would be that perfect 7th beer for sure.
Yeah. I was just going to add to what Sean said about breweries that do West Coast style these days. It seems like they try to lean into the East Coast style while doing West Coast style. because a lot of the West Coast style stuff that I've had, except for like from like small like breweries that like do like more traditional stuff, like it seems like they're afraid to put like because like one of the big things about West Coast style is the malt backbone, and it seems like a lot of the ones that I've had just don't have that. So I understand your pain.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It did remind me though. I just reviewed one on Saturday actually that I thought about. That was a local brewery that was actually, it was pretty good, but it was the first one I've had in forever. And but if someone watches this and then I release that, they're gonna be like, he just released a video that he said he didn't really have any local breweries, and here he is reviewing a West Coast IPA. I'm like, it was the only one in a while, people.
That liar. That liar at Nerdsense.
Well, yeah. So, any final closing thoughts?
It's awesome. Get it. Do we have any idea how old it is? No, we don't, right?
No.
I think I had it for a little bit before I gave it to you guys, because I was gonna send them, but then but then I was
you decided to come down here and feed me barley wine to get me drunk. Yeah. I know what you're. Yeah, I know. So like this might be like at least like 2 months old ish. That's awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you can drink IPAs that aren't a day old, everyone.
Shocker. And yeah,
that's beer being better. Like
I can't.
Like if this got worse because it's 2 months old or 3 months old. I mean, yeah. My only other thought, Keith, was Free Will did it again. What an amazing brewery. Seriously. They don't sponsor us. Just FYI, they're just that good and deserve the praise. Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody who's watching, if you're still watching, check out Kyle at No Hype Beer Reviews, and check out Sean at Nerdsense. Sean and Mike at Nerdsense. And then you're on my channel, so don't know why you're doing that. But yeah, subscribe to me. And I can't think of my thing, so I just hope everyone is doing well. And thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thank you again for the beer, Keith, from the hangout, guys.
You're welcome.
Cheers, Keith. Cheers, John.